Today we're taking a look at these college basketball matches, which are happening on Thursday, February 16, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out Patreon if you want to access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comment section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comment section below. Georgia Southern vs Marshall. Looking at the KenPom adjusted efficiency margin, there is a large difference as well, with Georgia Southern being ranked 214th in the nation with a -3.48 rating, while Marshall is all the way up at 75th in college basketball with a +10.77 rating. There is also a massive difference in terms of the offensive output in the last handful of games, as the Eagles are averaging 65.5 points in their previous 4 games, while the Thundering Herd are scoring 83.2 points in their last 5 games. All in all, go with the Marshall Thundering Herd to cover the spread at home as the overall better program. Our team pick is Marshall Thundering Herd -12.5 points. When you narrow it down to the previous 3 games, these programs are defending the 3 ball extremely well, with Georgia Southern allowing just 26.8% of threes to fall against them, while Marshall has an opposing 3-point percentage of 29.8%. These defenses have been stepping up as of late, with the Eagles giving up 63.5 points in their last 4 games, while the Thundering Herd are allowing 70.2 points in their previous 5 games. All in all, go with the under to hit here, as these defenses should lead the way here and limit the offensive output. Our team pick is under 147.5 points. Old Dominion vs James Madison. The adjusted efficiency margin provided by KenPom, there is a massive difference, as Old Dominion is 171st in the country with a -0.25 rating, while James Madison is 99th in the sport with a +7.24 rating thus far. These offenses have been doing pretty well throughout the last few games, as the Monarchs are averaging 66 points in their previous 4 games, while the Dukes are scoring 71.8 points in their last 4 games as well. The favorite has covered in 6 of the previous 7 games against one another, so go with the James Madison Dukes to cover the spread in this game. Our team pick is James Madison Dukes -7.5 points. Both teams are doing extremely well on the defensive side of the floor lately, with Old Dominion allowing 62 points in their previous 3 games, while James Madison is giving up 63.4 points in their last 5 games. These programs have been limiting good looks against them throughout the entirety of the year, as the Monarchs are 64th in the country with a 41.9 field goal percentage against, while the Dukes are 133rd in the sport with a 43.3 opposing field goal percentage. The under has hit in 8 of the last 10 Monarchs games, as well as in 4 of the previous 5 Dukes home games, so go with under 140.5 points in this game. Western Kentucky vs Charlotte. Defense is going to play a major factor in this game, and lately, there is a bit of a difference, as the Hilltoppers are giving up 76 points in their last 5 games, as the 49ers are allowing 61 points in their previous 4 games. When looking at the assist-to-turnover ratio, there is a slight difference between these programs, as Western Kentucky ranks 78th in the sport with a 1.160 ratio this year, while Charlotte is a little ahead of them at 68th in the country with a ratio of 1.193 this season. All in all, take the Charlotte 49ers to defend home court and cover the spread here. Our team pick is Charlotte 49ers -4.5 points. Both programs are going to be moving at a snail's pace throughout this game, as Western Kentucky is 169th in college basketball with 70.4 possessions per game, while Charlotte is the second slowest program in the entire nation with just 62.6 possessions per game so far. Neither program gets second chance opportunities courtesy of offensive rebounds, as the 49ers are 340th in the nation, averaging 5.9 offensive rebounds per game, while the Hilltoppers are 261st in collegiate basketball with 7.4 offensive rebounds per game right now. The under has hit in 8 of the previous 11 Hilltoppers road games against teams with a winning home record, as well as being 4-0-1 in the last 5 49ers games overall, so go with the under here as well. Under 131.5 points. Florida Atlantic vs Middle Tennessee State. When looking at the opposing shooting percentages throughout the season, there is a clear difference between these programs, as Florida Atlantic is 44th in the nation with a 41.1 opposing field goal percentage, while Middle Tennessee is 294th in the country with a 46 field goal percentage against so far. KenPom's adjusted efficiency margin shows these teams are clearly on different tiers, as the Owls are 37th in the country with a plus 15.74 rating, while the Blue Raiders are 127th in college basketball with a plus 3.46 rating. All in all, go with the Florida Atlantic Owls to cover the spread here. Our team pick is Florida Atlantic Owls minus 5.5 points. These defenses have been struggling lately, as the Owls are giving up 76 points in their last 4 games played, while the Blue Raiders are allowing 79.8 points in their previous 5 games. These programs have been pushing the pace at a decent level throughout the season, as Florida Atlantic ranks 178th in college basketball with 70.2 possessions per game this year, while Middle Tennessee is 186th in the sport with 70 possessions per game up to this point. Go with the over in this game, as both teams should be able to score the ball well. Our total pick is over 144.5 points. North Texas versus Louisiana Tech. Looking at the defensive output throughout the last handful of games, there is a difference, as North Texas is giving up 57 points in their last 4 games, while Louisiana Tech is allowing 76 points in their previous 3 games. When diving into KenPom's adjusted efficiency margin this season, the Mean Green are 58th in the country with a plus 12.92 rating, while the Bulldogs are 134th in college basketball with a plus 2.55 rating thus far. The road team has covered in 12 of the previous 14 games against one another, so go with the North Texas Mean Green to cover in this game. Our team pick is North Texas Mean Green minus 3.5 points. Throughout the season, these teams are both connecting the ball well from 3, as North Texas is 74th in the country with a 36 3-point percentage, while Louisiana Tech is 114th in college basketball with a 35.3 percentage from beyond the arc. These offenses have been doing extremely well throughout the last 3 games, as the Mean Green are scoring 74.3 points per game, while the Bulldogs are averaging 75.7 points per game in that same stretch. The over is 5-2-1 in the Mean Green last 8 games following a win, as well as in 5 in the Bulldogs' previous 7 home games, so go with the over here. Our total pick is over 121.5 points. Wichita State versus Temple. Patterns have emerged with these 2 teams, and I'm going to honor those patterns. Wichita State has been very up and down, going on a win-loss pattern for its last 9 games. Temple has been streaky, following a 4-game winning streak with a 3-game losing streak. I think both patterns continue here, as Temple gets off the schneid at home and starts a little run here to end the season with 2 winnable games after this. Wichita State, if the pattern continues, is due to lose this one after beating SMU in double-out last time out. Take Temple here to cover. Offensively, the Shockers have not shocked anyone and have put in only 69.6 points per game. Defensively, the Shockers have allowed 67.6 points per game. When it comes to rebounding, Wichita State has pulled down 36.6 boards per game, but have ended up passing poorly with only 12.1 assists per game. Temple heads to this game here with a record of 14-12 on the year so far. The Owls have been somewhat decent on the year when it comes to the conference with an 8-5 mark. Against Memphis, the Owls' last game, the Owls ended up losing by a score of 86-77. When it comes to scoring, the Temple team has managed to get 69.6 points per game. The defense for the Owls has given up 69.4 points per game. Rebounding for Temple is sitting at 35.5 boards per game, but the passing has managed to get 13.7 assists per game. Our total pick is over 133 points. Georgia State versus Coastal Carolina. Taking Georgia State to cover their spread in this one for multiple reasons. Last time these teams faced off, the Panthers beat Coastal Carolina by about 45 points, and scored over 100 points in the process. An early indicator that these teams' differences in gameplay does not bode well for the Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina relies heavily on their offense, which tends to struggle against above-average defenses, such as Georgia State's. Meanwhile, Georgia State tends to struggle on the offensive end. However, they did not struggle by any means the last time these teams faced off, and Coastal Carolina is not known for their defensive efficiency, where they let teams shoot over 35% on average from 3-point range. Coastal Carolina has failed to cover in 4 of their past 5 games overall, and when these teams face off, The road team has covered in 4 of their past 5 meetings, making me all the more confident in taking Georgia State to cover their spread in this one. Our team pick is Georgia State plus 2 points. Taking the over in this one for the same reasons I am taking Georgia State to cover. Last time these teams faced off, not only did Georgia State win by 40 plus points, the game itself went 35.5 points over its respective total. Neither team is necessarily proficient on the defensive end, with Georgia State having a considerably better defense than Coastal Carolina, purely because the Chanticleer's defense is terrible in terms of defensive efficiency. Both teams allow opponents shoot about 35% from 3, and both teams play above average in terms of pace, meaning we can expect more possessions, and in turn, more points. Coastal Carolina has gone over in 4 of their past 5 games at home against a team with a losing road record, making me all the more confident in taking the over for this one. Our total pick is over 140.5 points. Wisconsin-Milwaukee vs Youngstown State. In Milwaukee's earlier 13-point win over Youngstown State, the difference was 3-point shooting. Milwaukee shot 12 for 25.480, while Youngstown State was 4 for 21.190. This doesn't align with Youngstown State's season stats. The Penguins are shooting .379 from deep, which entering Wednesday was 22nd nationally. Milwaukee is also a good 3-point shooting team, .358, which 89th. Youngstown State is just 6-5 against the spread at home, while Milwaukee is 6-5 ATS on the road. Milwaukee is 4-0 against the spread in its last 4 road games versus a team with a home winning percentage of greater than .600. Youngstown State's home record is 11-2, .846. The Panthers are also 6-1 ATS in their last 7 games versus a team with a winning percentage above .600. Youngstown State's winning percentage is .750. Take Milwaukee plus 9.5 points. Even though it's a big number, recent trends suggest the over. Plus, we detailed how both teams shoot well from 3-point range. They both do well in adjusted tempo, getting a lot of possessions. Milwaukee averages 71.3 possessions per 40 minutes according to KenPom.com, which entering Wednesday was 25th nationally, while Youngstown State averages 67.9, 152nd. Both get easy points in transition, with Milwaukee averaging 13.12 fast break points, which was 34th nationally entering Wednesday, and Youngstown State averaging 11.74, which was 71st. The over is 7-1 in Milwaukee's last 8 games overall. It is also 7-1 in Youngstown State's last 8 Thursday games. Take over 157 points.